notation. So once again, as we started, let f and g be functions from z plus to r plus. Positive integers to positive reals. We say f is tilde g, okay, or in the other notation, f of n is tilde g of n if limit n tending to infinity f of n by g of n is equal to 1, just 1. Is that okay? This limit should be equal to 1 specifically. That is the meaning of this. Now this is a limit. Now you can write this in terms of epsilon and n naught if you want, whenever you require. Okay, so that is another thing, right? Is this okay? Is this clear to you guys? Hello, somebody should answer.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Keep answering, okay? Otherwise I will not even know. अगर आपने जवाब भी नहीं दिया और बीच में इंटरनेट बंद हो गया तो मुझे कुछ पता भी नहीं चलेगा. मैं ऐसे ही लेक्चर देता रहूँगा और इंटरनेट चालू भी नहीं है. There are problems when we are talking online. You need to keep responding to make sure that we are all both connected at least. Okay, so great. So this is what it is. Now you tell me a simple question. Okay, so we will solve some problems today. That's what we are going to do. All right. Give me 1 minute. Let me just get some questions. Okay, so question: Fn is tilde g of n implies f of n is in fact theta g of n. Would you like to try this now? Okay, today's lecture is about solving problems. Okay, so as I said last time, keep a notebook and pen ready and go on trying. These are all very short problems, so we'll do it now. We'll solve some problems today. Okay, so first thing, does the definition of tilde remind you of anything that we have seen before? Yes. So I'm assuming that by this time all of you have looked at all the videos that we have posted so far. So there should not be a problem. Does this statement, does this limit look like something you have seen before?
Sir, that last property we saw, here lambda will be 1.
Okay, so then are you done? What do you have to write here then? What did we prove in that property?
That there exists a lambda greater than 0 which satisfies it. And
No,
then
that is
that
not what we
implies
proved.
that,
Ah.
yeah,
If there is a lambda, you have to be careful when you say. We don't prove that there is always a lambda. If there is a lambda such that the limit is lambda, then what?
Limit n tends to infinity, f of n upon g of n is equal to lambda.
That is not what we prove.
Then f is
The first
equals to theta
condition
of
is
g.
that if there is a lambda such that the limit is equal to lambda, then what?
F is equal to theta of g.
Do you understand there are parts to this statement? Do you understand that there are a few conditions here? If those conditions are true, then something else is true. That is what is proven there. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what are the conditions in that statement? Now you tell me. What is the left part? It's like left and right. There is a left part that implies the right part. LHS implies RHS. That is how it is. So what is the LHS? What are the conditions in that statement? Can you tell me?
There exists lambda greater than 0,
Mm-hmm. That's all? No, that's not all.
such that limit of n tends to infinity, f of n upon g of n is equal to lambda.
This is the condition. There is a lambda such that the limit is lambda. This is the condition. If this much is true, then the RHS is true. What is the RHS?
F is equal to theta of g.
Okay. So now you said this, but do you understand? Are you sure that all of you have understood this? Not just you, I mean everybody. Is this much clear? Whenever you're showing that, whenever there's an if-then statement or you're proving something, there is always a left, there is an LHS, there is an RHS. There are some conditions, and when the conditions are true, something else is true. So in this statement, is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, fine. So now here, what are we going to do? Can we make use of that property in any way? The Bhageshri was saying something, no? You wanted to make use of that property, right, Bhageshri?
yes, sir.
Yes. So how do you do that? Okay, so this is the question, right? In the question, is there an LHS and RHS? What is the LHS? What is the RHS? In the question that I've written here, what is the LHS? What is the RHS? What are the conditions given to you? And what do you have to show? Take your time. These are things you should understand once and for all. So if it's not clear, take time, but get it clear completely. Okay. So take your time. We are not going ahead. We are not in a hurry. But you should be clear about these things. तो आराम से सोचो. लेकिन आज ये क्लियर हो जाना चाहिए ये लेक्चर के एंड तक. ठीक है. So this is the first thing that I want you to understand. I have written down this question. Question means I have written a statement which you have to prove, right? But in this statement there are two parts. Something is given and something you have to prove. So what is given and what is it that you have to prove?
It's given that if limit n tends to infinity, f of n upon g of n is equal to 1, that implies f of n is theta of g.
That is all given to you.
Yes, sir.
Then what do you have to prove if that is all given to you? What will you prove then? Do you understand that this is a statement that you have to prove, right? We are not assuming this. If it's getting confused, I'll write it in another way. This is the same as saying if this is the same as saying if f of n is tilde g of n, then f of n is theta g of n. Is that much clear to everyone? When I write implies, this is the meaning of it. When I write this is the meaning. Is this understandable to everyone? Everybody knows this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now that's the thing. So if you have to show this, पहले लिखेंगे ना ऐसे, पहले एग्जाम्स में लिखते थे ऐसे बीएससी में, आई थिंक यू विल राइट दीज थिंग्स गिवन समथिंग टू प्रूव समथिंग एंड देन यू विल राइट प्रूफ. याद है बीएससी में ऐसे लिखते थे कभी कभी. सो नाउ यू
Yes,
टेल
sir.
मी व्हाट इज गिवन, व्हाट इज टू प्रूव, व्हाट इज प्रूफ. तीनों बताओ. Don't feel any pressure. You don't have to reply immediately. You have until the end of the lecture. 9 बजे तक टाइम है, लेकिन ये समझ के ही जाने का है आज. Okay, somebody wants to tell me what is given. Are you all here or did you go somewhere else? Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you are all here. Okay. Somebody wants to tell me what is given.
Sir, given fn till the gn. So can say limit of limit n tends to infinity and equals to 1.
Okay, so this is given to us. Fn is tilde gn. That is limit n tending to infinity. F of n by g of f equal to 1. Now somebody wants to tell me what is it that I have to prove if this is given to us. If this is given to us, what should we prove?
We need to prove f of n is theta of gn.
Okay, so we need to prove that f of n is theta of g. Okay, so now what is the proof? How will you show this? We have already seen one property that looks something like this. So can we make use of that?
Sir, but that property would be there if lambda exists, right?
So that is about there exists, there should exist one lambda. Do we have a lambda here?
Yes, lambda equal to 1.
Okay, so then, so how will you write this?
There exists lambda equal to 1 greater than 0, such that
You usually don't write like that. Since limit n tending to infinity, fn by gn equal to 1 by property, whatever property that is, okay? So whatever is that mean, by property, we get, what do we get? By that property, what do we get?
limit of n tends to infinity
That is already done here. This is the lambda. This much is true
Yes, sir.
already.
F of
Then
f of n is equal to theta of g.
that is all there is. In fact, later on now, you don't even have to write property. This is enough. It is understood which property you are talking about. Is that okay? This is all there is here. There is no more work here. It's that simple. Henceforth, whenever you have to prove something, you are going to try and break down the statement into these two parts, and then you will try to prove the second part. Is that okay? This much
Yes, sir.
should come automatically to you. If it's not coming automatically, you will practice now. By the end of this week, this will have to become automatic for all of you. Is that okay? We are going to solve more and more problems. We will do it this way. It has to come automatically to you by the end of this week. You have to practice. This is the very basics. This is not even the main part of this course. This is just the basics. ये क्लियर नहीं है तो फिर ज़्यादा मुश्किल हो जाएगा. Okay? Who is this person? Bhakti. Bhakti is on hold. What happened to Bhakti? If somebody has Bhakti's number, just message her and ask what happened. She is on hold. She is not online. Okay, fine. Okay. So this is fine. Tilde notation is fine. Now, this is all there was about tilde notation. Okay, nothing more. This much only. This is the definition. It is just that we have a special value of lambda. It's not that this limit approaches some constant number. It approaches 1. Okay, that is the main thing here. And then obviously it is also theta, because tilde is stronger than theta. Just like the lambda thing was stronger than theta. Okay, so now let's consider some questions. Okay, now we will do exercises. Okay, lots of exercises, and we will continue tomorrow also. So today is Wednesday, tomorrow Thursday, Friday. You guys have lectures on Saturday as well, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we will meet tomorrow, which is Thursday. Friday we will take a break, and then Saturday we will meet again. Okay. So today we'll solve some problems. Tomorrow and Thursday we'll solve some problems, and Friday we will take a break, where I'll ask you to just revise everything, just go through everything and come back. And on Saturday we will again solve some problems. Is that okay?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Sir, have you sent any link on chat box?
No. That's what I said. So this, I did not have time yesterday, which is why I said on MS Teams that we will not have videos. This week I'll just give you lectures. Videos I'll post for next week now.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah. So exercises. Let's do some nice exercises. So I'm not writing this again and again. When I write f and g are functions from positive integers to positive reals. Okay, I will not keep writing it again and again. Okay, so max of fn and gn is equal to theta f of n plus g of n. Is the question clear to you? What do you have to show? Which function is theta of which function? This side, this is a function of the form h of n. This is another function of the form k of n. Do you understand that? This is one function, this is another function. And you are supposed to show that h of n is theta of k of n. That is what is going on here. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, fine. So now, what does it mean to show something is theta of something else? By definition, can you tell me? When do you say fn is theta or g of n?
When f is equals to big O of g and f is equals to big omega of g.
Right, so you have to show two things, right? You have to show big O and big omega. Is that clear? Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so first, how will you show big O? So let's write prove. So given and to prove is clear, right? Given, you have just given functions f and g, that's all, nothing else. To prove this whole thing, this is what you have to prove. Now prove. So you have to show big O and big omega. So let's prove big O first. How will you show big O? Okay, so let me write down and pay attention to what is going on, okay? So that you get an idea of how to write things. We have f of n less than or equal to sorry, is this obvious? Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
But then you're taking the maximum of the two, right? And this RHS bound is the same thing. So this implies max of is this clear? This step? So I'll do this.
Yes.
I'll write every step and then ask is it clear or not. If it's not clear, you have to stop me. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is clear what I just wrote so much.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So then can I write this? This implies max of
Yes, sir.
okay, fine. So now what about omega? Omega, you just have to be a little more careful. Is that okay? So let's look at the same thing and now try to understand this. There are two numbers, right? You take max of Fn and Gn. These are two numbers. Now you don't know which one is larger. It is either f of n or g of n. Is that okay? But now if I take 2 times that, 2 times the maximum, can I write this? This is greater than or equal to f of n plus g of n.
Yes, sir.
Do you see why? Because there are two numbers, you add them. Now whichever is maximum, replace the other one with the maximum itself. So for instance, if f of n is larger, g of n is smaller, you can replace g of n by f of n and then get 2 f of n. That will be 2 max. Or g of n is larger, you will replace f by g and you'll get 2g, which is again 2 max. Is that okay?
Sir,
Yes,
can you
sir.
explain it?
Okay. So let's write it in more detail. So do you understand the phrase without loss of generality? Now, without loss of generality, suppose max of fn and gn is fn itself. Can I write this much? It is either f of n or g of n. So without loss of generality, I assume that it is f of n. Is this okay?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So then, what does this mean? Then f of n is greater than or equal to g of n because f of n is the maximum. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
It's the maximum, no? So it has to be larger, right? So f of n plus g of n. What happens to f of n plus g of n? Less than or equal to f of n plus f of n. It is 2 f of n. But f of n is the maximum. So that is 2 times maximum f of n and g of n. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so then what do we get? Let's go to the next page. Thus, we have 2 times maximum f of n and g of n is greater than or equal to f of n plus g of n. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Right,
Sir.
right. So then this implies maximum of f of n and g of n is at least half of this. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
So now are we done? Do we get omega from this much?
Yes, sir.
Now
Half.
what is the constant? The constant is half now. The constant is positive, okay, in the definition. Constant need not be greater than 1. It could be anything. It just has to be positive. It could be very small. It can be 1 by 1000. That is also fine. Okay. I hope that is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So thus max of Fn and Gn is omega Fn plus G. But we have already showed that this is big O. Now we showed that this is big omega. Hence Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. So let's do something else.
Sir, can you show the previous one, previous slide?
Yeah. Okay. I'll show you. Shall we do this? Yeah. If you are
One,
writing it down, you just finish it. Yeah.
1 minute.
Yeah. Yeah. No problem.
Done, sir.
Okay. So this is fine. Now let's try to solve another one. Second one. Okay. 2 to the n plus 1 is theta 2 to the n. Somebody wants to try? What is this? Theta again, right? So I have to show big O and big omega. So alright, why is this so difficult? This is supposed to be easier, no? Look at this. We have 2 to the n plus 1. What is the meaning of this? 2 times 2 to the n. You have equal to. Equal to is the same as is equal to stronger than less than or equal to. So clearly less than or equal to 2 to the 2n. 2 times 2 to the 2n. This implies 2 to the n plus 1 is big O 2 to the n. How will you show omega? Further, we have, you want to show omega, right? Two to the n plus 1, 2 times 2 to the n, right? But it is equal to, just as I wrote, equal to is stronger than lesser than equal to. Equal to is also greater than or equal to 2 times 2 to the n. This implies 2 to the n plus 1 is omega 2 to the n. Hence 2 to the n plus 1 is theta 2 to the n. What was so difficult in this? Is this okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So before we meet tomorrow, so we'll meet tomorrow again and continue with problems, but try this as an exercise. Okay, n square is theta n square plus n. N square is theta n square plus 2n. Sorry, 2n plus 1. Is that okay? Or I can write this better.
Yes.
N square plus 2n plus 1. So I can just write n plus 1 square. Try these two before we come tomorrow. Okay?
Yes.
So fine then. See you tomorrow at 8 o'clock.